Nice little Sunday morning up in the gear loft here.
It's beautiful out today.
Yeah, it's finally not winter anymore. So we're going to talk today, kind of like give you an update on the ARC haul. We've been asked a lot of questions about it, and we've had it. So we got our ARC hauls last summer, so it's not quite a year, but we'll round up and say it's about a year. And we've done, I was trying to count, we've done it, I think, between like, I don't know, 12 to 15 days with it. Now, a lot of that was one trip, but, you know, that's a lot.
Yeah, and this was a request. Someone asked us to do a check-in on how we feel, if, you know, if we have any issues with the pack right now. And so, yeah, I mean, I think we've, like you said, we put in a decent amount of time with it, and I think we definitely have some new thoughts on it.
And additionally, because we're like Zpacks for life people, we have every accessory for this pack. Yeah. Literally every single one. So we're going to talk a little bit about those and ones we like, ones we don't like, stuff like that. So the 1 year Zpacks update, let's do it. Before we jump into talking about the pack itself, let's talk a lot about the accessories. You know, Zpacks, there's a ton of options for this pack, like, which is kind of like one of the cool things about it. It's very modular.
Yeah, it's a great feature.
So we have the side top pouch, we have the water bottle pouch, we have the hip belt pouches, we have the multi-pack, and we have the V-top roll strap. So starting with the V-top roll strap, the reason I got that was because last year I'd watched a bunch of AT thru hikers that recommended getting the V roll top as a way to, you could basically lash more stuff to dry on the outside of your pack with it. Now the reason for that V top strap is so you can put a bear canister on your pack, but I got it for the drying aspects. You know, having two straps come down the back means you can like lash more stuff you need to dry. You don't need to get the V-top. You don't need it for that.
If you're just drying gear, there's plenty of options.
There's plenty of options, and the single strap down the back is more than I need. I've actually got the V-top thing. I've never actually used it because I put it on the pack, and it just wasn't. Now, if you're using a bear canister, that's fine, but you don't need. It's unnecessary unless you want a bear canister.
The side top pouch, and I think you and I have kind of differing opinions on this because you personally liked, you know, a little bit more things on the outside of your pack.
Yeah, I do.
I use the side top pouch for one trip, and I put my cook kit in it, or actually I had my fishing kit in this, which was actually pretty nice because, you know, all the lures and lines and stuff smell like fish, so it's nice to be on the outside of your pack. But besides that, I don't use this at all. Now Kevin uses it all the time.
Yeah, I like having, when I have my Mariposa, I had like a dedicated pouch for my cook kit. Now I will say the last trip I've started putting my cook kit in my food bag, but for like the 7-day trips that's not feasible. But I'll still keep it because, like, I think I'm gonna move my water filter setup to it. I like having things organized. It's good for like a water filter. It's good for like a rain jacket too if you want to keep that on the outside of your pack. Maybe if you had a super like ultralight tarp, you could fit it in there. When we go to Colorado for 7 days, are you gonna use that?
Probably not.
Yeah. So that's our thoughts on that. Let's talk about the hip belt pockets. They're massive. I would say getting 2 is completely unnecessary.
It's nice, but I've never filled them both up.
One gripe I have with those hip belt pouches is they're, unlike ones on Gossamer gear packs, they're almost impossible to open with one hand, which is annoying. So you need 2 hands to open them, which is super annoying. But if you're in the market for those, I would say 1 is fine, unless, the reason I got 2 is I thought the pack might be like unbalanced only having 1, but they're so freaking big. 2 is probably unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, but I agree with that. It takes 2 hands to unzip them. That's kind of annoying, but I mean, that's the price you pay for a really lightweight materials and zippers and stuff. But yeah, I think if I had a little bit of a gripe with the hip belt pockets, it would be that it would be nice to be able to open them with one hand.
Moving on to the water bottle pouch. Now, Andy's got it. I have it too. I will say, in terms of being an actual water bottle pouch, I vastly prefer the Mountain Laurel Designs water bottle pouch, which is what I use on my pouch. But as a all-purpose little pouch, this thing's pretty cool, and the mesh on the outside is really nice. Like putting your phone, I don't know, what do you keep in there?
I kept my lighter, I kept my knife, I kept some snacks, chapstick. I actually differ with Kevin on this. I actually really like this as a water bottle pouch. I will say that the Mountain Laurel Designs ones that Kevin uses probably fits a wider variety of water bottles.
Bigger, it's heavier.
So this is meant for a smaller water bottle, which is fine for me. I've never had any issues with it. I love this pouch. I think it's great, and I really like the mesh pouch on the side.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
So I've been pretty happy with it. I think I still need to toy around with it a little bit because the angle of the water bottle it's a little weird, but I think that's probably just user error, and I need to mess around with readjusting where this is on the shoulder strap. So
last accessory I haven't actually used yet. It's the Zpacks multi-pack, and it's like a little pouch that goes right here. I haven't used it yet, so I can't really review it. I'll tell you the reason I got it was to store the gimbal for the camera, because it's just if you want to film with it, you got to take it out, and having it in one of those water bottle, the big pouches on the side is kind of a pain. So I got the multi-pack to fit it. Now the gimbal does fit in there. It doesn't fit in there attached to the phone, but that might not be a deal breaker. Let's get to the pack now. So this has gone on many trips with us. Overall,
extremely satisfied.
Yeah, we're definitely satisfied with it. We're thinking about what we like and what we don't like about it. For starters, we haven't had, other than the outside pocket, which Andy will get to, this mesh, we don't have any issues with the durability of it.
No.
And we have, like, if you check out our Linville Gorge video, we bushwhacked with this thing. It was getting scraped everywhere. Andy took a dump in the stream with it, and all of his stuff was dry. Granted, his stuff is in dry bags.
Yeah, I fell backwards into a stream, and it's on video out there. Now I had everything, of course, in a liner inside, but no water got through whatsoever, and I completely submerged the pack. So that was awesome. I did rip the mesh on the outside of the pack. Definitely, I do not blame that on the pack at all.
This is a bushwhacking.
Yeah, there's still a lot of bushwhacking, a lot of crawling under trees and stuff. So I got to repair that. I just haven't done it yet. And then just another like kind of little nitpicky detail, and it's super nitpicky, but we really love the straps on the bottom of the pack because that's where we keep our beautiful chairs. Mm-hmm. The actual straps are a little too far apart for us to
bring them in
to put our chairs in. So it would have been nice if the straps were a little closer together. But I mean, there's solutions, like I've interlocked the cord down here to keep it in there. That's just a stupid little nitpick.
Yeah, our chairs were falling out of there because our chairs are so small and compact that they actually will fall out of there because the straps are kind of wide. Other than that, it's held up pretty well. And we always rave about this, but the arc system is no gimmick at all. We really like that aspect of it. I will say, other than a 7-day trip, the pack is probably too big for what we need.
Yeah, it's way too big.
It's definitely.
But the problem is that though it's still just as light as smaller packs.
Right. It's not as light as like their Cuban Blast, which is smaller, but it's still lighter than like a Gossamer Gear pack or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like overkill on the size. Now, obviously, we got this pack because once a year we take a 6, 7, 8-day trip, like Isle Royal, and we're going to the Colorado Trail this year. Like, you want that space, and we also will bring cameras and drones sometimes and chairs and like other stuff. So it's a huge pack, especially when you talk about we have all these extra pouches. We're pushing 65, 70 liters with all the pouches we have on this, and it's just huge. I mean, it's not necessary.
Yeah, it's not necessary for what we do, but I mean, you can cinch it down, you can roll it up tight, so you can compress it and make it smaller. But yeah, I agree. But I mean, for the price and weight, it's just like it's unbeatable on the market.
Yeah. So that's like the only like little thing is like if you're in the market for a pack, and you don't need a huge one. I don't know if you'll look at this. You certainly look at their other packs. But like I said, we got this because once a year we do like a big trip, and we needed the ability to pack a lot of stuff if needed. But for most people, most of your weekend warriors, it might be a little bit too big, but not a downside, just something to think about.
This goes without saying, of course, the comfort is just on par.
Yeah, some people, like, before we bought these, would complain about like the lumbar part of the waist or whatever, the hip belt. But I think the hip belt's pretty comfortable.
Yeah, very comfortable.
And like we've hiked 12 hours a day in this thing and never really been uncomfortable. So for an ultralight pack, it was more comfortable than I thought it would be. And I really like when you arc it and you have this like mesh screen material up against your back. It's actually really comfortable.
Yeah.
One thing I don't use at all, which I thought I would use, are these. Basically, you have this this cordage right here along the side of the pouch. That was nice for when I have my fishing pole in there, but other than that, I really don't use it. I thought I would, I thought it would be a nice place to lash stuff, but I really don't use it at all.
Now, I have, I think there are a lot of different people that might disagree with me, but I would say get rid of the hydration port hole on it.
Nobody uses these anymore.
Yeah, and plus then you'll make the pack even more water resistant.
All right. Anything else about this pack?
No, I just think it's such a great pack, and I like gear. I like buying gear, and I must say I don't find myself looking at packs online.
No, this is.
I'm just so satisfied with it. It's such a great pack, and I love the fact that they make so many accessories for it that you can kind of customize it to your own and figure out what works for you. It's just a great pack, and the weight on it and the volume and the price are just right on par.
So that's it. If you want to look at like a full in-depth review, we did a full in-depth review. Check that out. If you have any more questions about this, leave it in the comments. But it's seen almost 3 weeks of full-time use, and the pack has held up fine. And we've beaten it a lot, and we've tested all the accessories, and we still love it. So that's it. That's like our less than little bit of a year follow-up with the Zpacks our call. And if you have any questions or anything like that, just leave them in the comments, and we'll get to you. So thanks for watching. As always, we will see you all in the next one.